Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to do an unboxing. The Mercenary set from 2021 from Mongoose 2nd edition. Just got this guy, have not even opened it. You can see the plastic on it. I'm really excited to take a look at what's inside the box. So I just thought today we'd open this guy up and take a look at what's inside. Also, just a quick note, subscribers, please, the channel's growing nicely. I want to continue to grow. The bigger the better as far as that goes. Also, if you could take a look at the Patreon and help out anywhere there, that would help me be able to continue to bring nice things like this to show you guys on the channel. But that's enough of the sales pitch. Back to the matter at hand, and that is Mercenary, the box set from Traveler from 2021. Today on page 121. Okay, let's take a look at the goodies inside here. This was part of a Kickstarter that Mongoose did, I think back in 20, and that was before I realized that Mongoose had a lot more to offer, even if I had the older stuff. I used to be one of the grognards that said, "Ha, I don't need the old stuff or the new stuff. I've got the old stuff." Well, Mongoose has improved and modernized the old stuff enough that I have been proven wrong. I love the new stuff. I still read the old stuff frequently, but the new stuff is definitely worth getting. So we're going to take a look at what's inside. Nice cover artwork. Mercenary is not having a good day right there. And these Mongoose boxes are tight. They are very thick. Love that about them. Okay, so we get Mercenary Book 3 in the field. Oh, there's the ribbon. Love the ribbon. You can use the little pull-out to pull out the box contents. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the back. I'll show you the back of the box with all the description of what's inside. This is still available through Mongoose's website. It's available as a PDF or as the actual box set itself. I'm pretty excited about having it. I can't give an opinion as to whether it's worth having because I haven't read it yet, but I do know that Mercenaries and Traveler have a long history together. And I did a video a year or so ago about Mercenaries and Traveler, just around the time this was released. In fact, I think, coincidentally, my video dropped at my channel on the same day Mongoose released this guy. It just took me a little while to get my hands on it. But we're going to take a look here. So book 1 is in the field. Book 2 is running Mercenary Force. We're going to look at this in a moment. And Mercenary Book 1, Mercenaries in the Far Future. And Mercenary Adventure 0, Trial by Fire. So I'll start with Book 1. Mercenaries in the Far Future. Just a blank back. Pretty standard for any kind of box set like this. I'm going to take a look at the contents. Written by Traveler stalwart Martin J. Doherty. Martin is a very solid writer who has written just a staggering amount of Mongoose's current stuff, as well as having written for Mongoose back in the 90s and into the 2000s. I'm sorry, I said for Mongoose, my misspeak. Written for Traveler back in the 90s and into the 2000s, and very notably for the T20 series. I've got a lot of Martin stuff, and a lot of that stuff is what's getting updated into Traveler 2nd edition, and I love it. So here we go. There's an introduction. What is a mercenary? These guys look happy. They're having a good day now. We're in 5th dimensional battle space and the effects of technology. So anybody that's played Traveler for any length of time, probably in one way or the other, has had mercenaries in their campaign. I've done it. I did a mercenary campaign years and years ago with the group. They wanted to play with some of the higher tech toys, the FGMPs, the Fusion Gunman Portable, things like that. So it was a Mega Traveler campaign, and they were mercenaries in that. And then I did a modified version where they were mercenaries in Traveler the New Era under that set of rules. And it's a lot of fun. Mercenaries can be a lot of fun. You are basically a gun for hire to do security work, to overthrow a small government, to help put down a rebellion, to help foment a rebellion. It all depends on who hires you and why. So just looking at the book real quick, I'm pretty excited. It's starting us at tech level 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 10. This is cool. 11 to 12, and then 13 up with tech level 14 assault infantry section. So this is pretty nice. That gives you a nice touch on how the tech levels are going to affect things. And then we get some key concepts, tickets and adventures, unit type and size. And again, I'm going to have to read this guy through, but I'm not going to page through every single page. I'm going to skip around a little bit. Nice artwork, very dark artwork I'm noticing, but that's okay. It's kind of I don't know if it's a dark topic per se, but you wouldn't expect a bunch of happy, smiley people in this kind of campaign. This guy seems to be enjoying himself. Oh, okay, and here we have a sample of tickets. You could be Commando, Striker, Warfighter, Cadre, Security, Support, Specialist. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Anybody who's played Battletech for any length of time, I'm sure you're very familiar with Mercenaries. Battletech lives and dies on Mercenaries. But Traveler gives you a little bit more up close and personal flavor for it. So I'm pretty excited about sitting down and reading this book. I like this. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what this guy is. Little warped piece of cardboard that has my Mercenary Force roster. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Okay, I'll be able to write up my Mercenary Force. A little disappointed that it's so warped, but oh well, that's just life. Book 2, Running a Mercenary Force. This will be good for the Game Master. It's not easy to necessarily run a mercenary team. It's different than your average adventure for pretty much any game, but in Traveler especially, it's bigger. If your mercenary force is anything of any size, it's going to take a lot more prep for the Game Master to get it ready, and it's going to take a little bit of out of game time or maybe some session 0 type time in game for the players to really get a feel for what they're doing. This part, of course, again, is authored by Martin J. Doherty, and we get a look at the business of being a mercenary. And I like this kind of stuff, forming a unit, pay, that kind of stuff. This is what you need as a Traveler Game Master to be able to understand exactly what you're going to be doing with your mercenaries. It's easy to just say, oh, I've got a mercenary unit, give them a bunch of equipment and go, but it adds a lot more life to the campaign if you can actually consistently pay their wages and find them tickets and stuff like that. And that was one of the bigger challenges in the old campaigns I ran for Mercenaries, was just staying consistent. Mercenary is one of the early little black books from Travelers, so I took a lot of information from there. And then there's some information on Mercenaries too in Mega Traveler, and I was running a Mega Traveler campaign with it. Actually, now that I think about it, I believe I was part of a Mercenary campaign run by my GM who originally introduced me to Traveler in the early 80s, and that was mostly out of the Mercenary book. So we did do a campaign with that. I don't think that campaign had very strong legs, though. I think we only did that maybe 2 or 3 times. So there you go. Now we go to Book 3, In the Field. And staying with Martin J. Doherty as expected. Introduction is what it is to be in the field. Nice Vargear unit there. Using mercenary tickets. You have to worry about repatriation bonds, things like that. It takes a lot from real-life mercenaries, which I know because the other mercenary books take that as well. So that's kind of interesting too. Team or section tickets. Just because you have a mercenary team does not mean that everybody wants to hire the entire team at all times. One of your sections is probably going to be devoted toward computer software, either analysis or breaching the enemy or protecting yourself from the enemy. And you may just rent out that section of your mercenary group, or you may just rent out a security team. All kinds of stuff you can do. Here you go. Cadre for just a section, 25,000 per month plus bonus. So a lot you can do with this. Bargaining for terms and payment with a mercenary unit can really be interesting as part of your gaming. But you do need players who are going to put in a little bit of time, as I said, whether it's going to be on their own, if you give them, indicate some reading materials for them, or if you do a session 0 to familiarize them with what it entails to be a mercenary, that can really add a lot of depth. My original traveler group were also just really good friends of mine. So if we were bored one night and didn't feel like going out anywhere or whatever, we would just sit around and goof around with Traveler. This is also my D&D core group, so we'd sit and goof around with that as well. So that gave a lot of advantage to running a mercenary campaign. But I did run others where they weren't all close friends of mine, and it can be very fun and very rewarding. So here we go. We are in Mercenary Adventure 0, and I think there are 4 mercenary adventures that are available through Mongoose in addition to this. There's also the Mercenary Essential Supply Catalog and another book of just being a mercenary. So there's quite a bit you can get with this. I'm sure it came with the original sale of this thing. These words escaping me right now. Kickstarter, thank you. I'm sure a lot of that stuff came in the Kickstarter. As I said, did not back the Kickstarter. I've had to buy this stuff afterward. Come on, Mongoose, when's the next Kickstarter? Okay, so here we go. Nice look at the adventure. I'm not going to go too far into the adventure because I don't want to spoil anything. So I'll just close it there. Another black back. So there you have it. That's a very fast look at the contents of Traveler Mercenary, as brought to us by Mongoose for 2nd edition. And there's the box itself. Nice and sturdy box. I love the box sets from Mongoose. I think this completes my set of Mongoose box sets. I believe this is the last one I needed. Not counting the slipcovers for the Journal of Travelers' Aid Societies. But those aren't box sets. Those are slipcovers. So that's it for today, page 121. Just want to take a look at the contents of the box. I can't wait to dive in and start reading. Let me know what you think. If Mercenary is something you've run and you enjoy the contents of this box set, or if you were for some reason disappointed, I'd always be interested in feedback, so please leave some comments below. And that's all I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.